Welcome back to our 9th episode of Johanna Banana. Let's start with the recap. I am pretty in pink here. Recap hat, please. Recap cap. All right, thank you, Aiden. Now come sit down, Aiden. I'm going to read you your fortune. I decided to get all dressed up and just get a little silly today. Yesterday I was in the depths of despair, grieving. Yuck. Damn that grief, I hate it. Anyways, I didn't feel like filming yesterday, but I found this yesterday. Decided to do a little bit of cleaning. It's always fun to do, you know, when you're sad. Clean, it makes you feel better, at least for me. So KP, we all know my good friend KP gave this to me years ago, and I just found it. But it's like a crystal ball, and it's like, I will read you your fortune. I'm Madame Trousseau. Aiden, you will be getting an A in English. Yes, these are all my tarot cards. So, while Aiden was gone, this is why we kind of taken a little bit of a break. We took a little break here because Aiden was visiting his grandmother. Yep. And I did some stuff, Aiden. First of all, I learned how to post little clips on YouTube. Yes, I did. I visited some pets. I went to KP's place, visited her pets. Saw some other pets. I had a great dog video. I did a little video clip. To keep myself occupied, I have decided to bury myself in family photos. I'm discovering some great family photos. I discovered a family photo of Aiden's very into planes. My dad, around Aiden's age, was with a plane. And what kind of plane is this, Aiden? He knows his planes.
It's a PBY Catalina. It was a seaplane that was used during World War II.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I also got the things you do when you're grieving, right? Okay, when you're grieving, and we're gonna also talk about divorce too. We're coming up to that part, my lovely second divorce. Grief and divorce, when you're ever going through transitional periods, you are constantly searching for things to make you feel better. What did we do, Aiden? Let's see. We've remodeled our place. I have my lavender bedroom. We have Mango Tango now. We're starting our YouTube channel. So you're constantly trying to make yourself feel better. One thing I did learn, okay, here's another thing that I learned while you were gone, Aiden. And these are topics that I'm gonna stay away from. Okay, so these are topics I'm gonna stay away from. Weight's a very touchy subject, okay? I am gonna say something about my own weight. I am the skinniest I have ever been in my entire life, and this is due to grief. Grief has turned me into a toddler. Instead of drinking Pediasure, I have to drink Ensure. I'm having issues eating, which really sucks, because I was really good at pigging out. Yeah, I was really, really good at it, and I miss it so much. The issues I'm having with eating is I start to eat, and then I just start to feel nauseous, and I just can't eat. And when eating's not fun, it sucks. So, but people are like, you're so skinny, and yes, I know, but I would kill to be back to 180 pounds and have my dad any day. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk, I'm gonna stay away from weight, babies, money, they're all kind of the same. They're icky topics. And you wanna know why, Aiden? Because everybody's at different paces. Everybody's body's different. Some people get knocked up easily. I did. Other people, it takes harder time. Everybody has more money, less money. Everybody loses weight differently. Apparently for me, I dieted years and years off and on diets. Remember, Aiden? Grief, starvation, becoming a toddler, having to drink Ensure. Any little thing goes wrong when you're grieving, you get upset, just like a toddler. So anyways, those are things that I learned, and those are topics I'm gonna stay away from. So Aiden, if I start talking about weight, babies, I probably won't talk about babies because you're not a baby anymore, and money, stop me, because those are icky subjects, and they're all kind of the same. They all kind of like give you those icky feelings. Yeah. Anyways, so we are going to continue with Balance Part 2, and Balance in Our Fathers Part 2. Balance is something that I struggle with every day. Because we're constantly having to balance How much carbs do we eat? How much sweets do we eat? How much money do we spend? How much do we do on this? We're constantly balancing. So no wonder we're crappy and crabby and cranky all the time. We're constantly having to, I love being your friend, but sometimes I have to be your parent. I hate that, so we're always trying to balance. So we're going to continue with this. I'm going to now go to our next section, and I'm going to talk about my second marriage. Okay, so last time I left off with how I met your father, which you know how I met your dad, right?
Yep.
We both worked for the same company, and he carried my desk in. I was like, I just fell in love with him, and I was actually dating another guy at the time. We're not going to share that story because he's in my little magic hat over there, so we're not going to share that story. But I just told Aiden over Christmas that I was actually, I was seeing somebody at the time that I fell in love with your father. Yeah. And I did not cheat this time. Okay, I did not. I was in a dilemma, and I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, what do I do? I fall in love with this guy, but I have this other boyfriend back in California that I made not break up with me. He didn't really want the long distance relationship, but I didn't want him to break up with me because I hate change. And I'm like, you have to stay with me. And then what do I do? What do I do? I fall in love, and he goes to try to book a plane to come out to see me 2 weeks later, and I say, don't bother getting that ticket, buddy. I met Aiden's dad, and I fell in love. Okay, so when I met Aiden's dad, it was instant connection. I had the honeymoon period. I really did, Ada. We had a great honeymoon period. I would say the first 5 years of our relationship was amazing. We had 2 cats. Aiden's dad is like Aiden and allergic to dogs and cats. That's where Aiden got it from. And so we had cats, and I found some of our cat pictures. We lived on the 3rd floor apartment. And so I let my cats out on the balcony, and they loved watching the people from afar. And then when I moved into my condo, the cats thought it was pretty creepy when they would see the people at their eye level because they were used to seeing them from afar. So when your father-in-law and I lived on that 3rd floor apartment, and we had our cats, Snickers and Coconut. Snickers was the first cat that your father got me on our first Christmas. Yes, he got me the cat, even though he was allergic. What you do when you're young and you're new in a relationship, right? And then I ended up getting another cat for that friend. I got Coconut. So we had cats, and I was happy, and we were happy. So what changed our relationship was baby fever. That's what changed our relationship. Your dad was married before, had children from a previous marriage. When we first got together, he asked me if I wanted kids. At the time, I'm like, hell no. I'm a cat lady. I was a cat lady because I had a cat as a little girl, and when my dad remarried, my stepmother was allergic to cats, and I had to get rid of my cat. So as an adult, I was determined to be that crazy cat lady. Now I've turned into the crazy little lizard lady, but back then I wanted to be the crazy cat lady. And I lived in apartments, so I just didn't think it was fair to have a dog, and I always had cats. And so, yeah, that goes me being back to being, I'm not only a toddler, I'm an old lady. I have my Ensure shakes, and I have my robot cat now, yes. Anyways. So what happened was my dad retired. My dad was getting ready to retire. And your father and I went out back to the Bay Area, California, where I'm from. And that wasn't the first time that your father met my dad, but we were still pretty young in our relationship. And I ended up having a dream that I had a baby with your dad. Yeah, I know, in the hotel in the Bay Area. So my dad's retirement party, I was trying to think of how I was going to break the news to your dad that I wanted to have you, that I wanted to get pregnant. Yeah, I totally did a 180. Yeah, full 180. The girl that was like, I'm never gonna ever have a baby. Yeah, no, I was like, I don't want to get married again. I'm not gonna have a kid. I totally changed. So I got baby fever, but then my old-fashioned church girl kicked in on me, and I wanted to get married too. I felt old-fashioned. Now, who cares? But back then, for some reason, I was embarrassed to go to the hospital not married. I don't know why. I just didn't want to have a baby and not be married. So yeah, so that was the thing. That's when we first started to change. That's what changed our relationship. It wasn't just that, but I mean, that was part of it. I completely changed on your dad. Your dad thought it was just going to be us. And another thing is when I was with your father, and it was just the two of us, and he traveled a lot for work, I traveled with him on the weekends. And so I had that freedom. And so I did make it all about your dad. And then I made it all about you. And we drifted apart, you know. But these things happen. It wasn't just Aiden. It was never just you. We didn't communicate well. I wanted to do counseling. He didn't want to do counseling. And we just drifted apart. And these things happen, you know. This is what happens. Things change. And I think the thing that is important is how a couple, do you change? Did that person change with you, or do they stay the same? And I think that was the root of my marriage issue, was I changed, and he stayed the same, you know. And we didn't handle that well. I didn't handle it well. I got hurt and emotional. I was very emotional. I was a wreck with your dad. I loved Aiden's dad so much. That was my strongest relationship. We were together for a decade. It was like a tornado meets a volcano, okay? There's that song, Eminem and Rihanna, okay? Look it up. I don't know what it's called. I gotta look it up. But anyways, it's about volatile fighting and things like that. And that was your father and I. Emotions ran high. And your father's more logical. Aiden's more logical than me. Sometimes I get so emotional, I'm like a chicken with the head cut off. And Aiden knows this, and he's a guy, so he gets that logical thing. And so I'm very grateful that you have your dad's logical in you. But anyways, that's what happened. Your father, I don't want to get into a lot of the nasty details because there's innocent children involved here, okay? But that's what happened. Your father, he's moved on, and I'm still figuring out my love life here. But hey, you know, I moved on too. I did. I got a great career now. And I'm figuring out my love life with you guys. So, yeah, so that's what happened. And you know what? I know why I wanted to have you, Aiden. You know, there was a couple reasons. One, being adopted, I really wanted to have somebody to look like me, right? Okay, and it's kind of not fair, but I have one dimple, and Aiden has two dimples. Yeah, two dimples. And your grandmother was actually the one that cut the umbilical cord. And the first thing that she said to me was, two dimples, he has two dimples. Here I am, like, cut open, right? You're cut open, you're freezing. I mean, this is not your glory moment by any means, right? And you're just like, is it done? Because you can't feel a damn thing. And then your Grammy's just like, he has dimples. And you're just like, okay, great. It's a very overwhelming experience. You're crying, you're shaking, you're freezing, you're embarrassed. It's an incredible experience, Aiden. It really is. And I don't regret it at all. I really don't. I think everything happens for a reason, and I think you learn from it. So I learned a lot from the relationship with your father. I calmed down a lot. I grew up a lot. Kids make you grow up. Yeah, they definitely make you stop thinking about your damn self. They do. So thank you for that, Aiden. Okay, love you. Okay, so now I'm going to do something something new. I'm going to share a story, a nice hope story, because I have not given up on finding somebody that I mesh well with, but I am taking a break. I did promise Aiden that I'm going to be taking this year to grieve for my father, to work on the YouTube channel to figure out why I'm still single after a decade of online dating. I have decided though I am not going to be doing any more online dating. Okay, it's not working for me. I think after over a decade, that is proof that online dating and I do not mix well. Okay, so I heard a wonderful story this week on how a couple met, and they're happily married. They are expecting their first child, a boy, in May. Best month ever, right, Aiden? Aiden and I are May babies, okay? We're a week apart. He's a Taurus, I'm the Gemini. I know what you people are thinking. Oh yeah, we totally see you as Gemini. Yeah, all over the map, can't decide. Yeah, I'm a Gemini. Anyways, so I'm gonna share a story that's a really cute story on how this couple that's having their baby in May met, okay? It's a really cute story. They met on social media. I don't know what social media platform they met on, but they met on social media, and she wanted to meet him. He'd been wanting to meet her for several months, and she was shy, nervous, didn't want to meet, okay? Took a lot of convincing from a friend of hers to meet him, okay? And so she didn't want to tell her parents, and I'm good friends with her parents, and so she got all cute, right? And then pulled the whole, I'm gonna go spend the night with a girlfriend, going to a girlfriend's, right? All right, but here's the thing though, when you're going to a girlfriend's house and you're going for a sleepover, you just show up in your pajamas, right? Because who cares what you look like? But she got all cute for this guy, and her mom noticed and thought, what's going on here? Why all of a sudden are you all dressed up and looking cute and you're gonna go to your girlfriend's? Get out of those clothes. So her mom made her change her clothes, get into pajamas like you do when you're going to go on a sleepover. And so this is such a cute story. So after 2 months of her friend convincing her to meet this guy, and then getting all cute, and her mom like, what the hell? And then having to get all uncute, and then she met him at the barracks in some little apartment in some back alley. It was dark. There was it was like a street that didn't have a name. She was nervous, she was scared, and it all worked out. I know, it all worked out. They're married, they're happy. He accepts her for her. She's like me, cutesy. She gets those, what are they, those little brand things, Aiden, that we're starting to collect. She gets those. She has the cutest dog, so cute. We're gonna see those pictures on my pet episode. And they're having their first kid. So it's a great story. See, it's stories like that that just give me hope. You know, it gives me hope, where it's like, I'm still a fairy tale person. I'm still like, that's kind of how I fell in love with Aiden's dad, because it's like, I saw him and I was like, oh, he took my breath away. He carried my desk in. We're meant to be. You know, I was like, Dad, I got another boyfriend. Yeah, I know, but I just know he's the one. So I still haven't lost that fairy tale belief. And hearing that story, reading that story that she sent me this week about how she met her husband and they're expecting their first child, it's a great story, and it just gives me hope, and it just inspires me. That's why I'm not bitter or jaded. You know, I've been divorced twice. I almost we're gonna get to this next part where I almost got married a third time. Yes, I know, because I am a hopeless romantic, and I hear great stories like this on how it was a fluke thing that they met, and they've been together ever since. I have good friends, D and L. They have been married for like 44 years, and you're like, just gives me hope. their key to their marriage, according to my good friend Elle, is the fact that they take time apart. They do their thing, and then they come together and they share their stories. And that's worked for them. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that's going to work with me, that's going to mesh well with me. I'd like a cute story. I'd love a cute story where, you know, I guess I don't have to sneak out. Maybe I have to sneak out, huh, Ada? Maybe I'll get my pajamas to sneak out. I won't have to sneak out, but I would like a cute story in which I meet a guy and it's great and we know and we mesh well, and we're baking cookies together and watching shows, because that's what I really want. But in talking with my girlfriends and other people, I am hearing some of the same stuff that I'm going through. You either find a guy that wants to spend 24/7 with you, control you, call you, you know, he wants you at his beck and call, or you have the guys that are just like, I'll get to you when I get to you, on a standby. It would be just so nice to have that nice happy medium and somebody that you mesh well with. So that's what I'm looking for. But anyways, thank you so much for sharing that wonderful story about how you met your husband. Again, congratulations on your baby boy that's due in May. That's awesome. And for some of you out there that have some great, wonderful stories on how you met your significant other, please share them with me, okay? I have my Aiden has set up my Johanna Banana email, okay? Please share them with me. And I would like to share these great stories of hope. It gives me hope. It hopefully gives some of our viewers hope. They're great stories to share. So thank you so much for sharing that story. Miss Ruby is here because our next episode I am so excited about. I'm so excited about, because I don't get to talk about another failed marriage. It's going to be about pets. Yes, pet episode. Ruby, aren't you excited? Of course, she's not excited. She has very little emotion. But we're excited. And I have to tell you guys, I am going to be visiting Lotto's. Yes, Oxalotos. Yes, Lotto Girl. Yes, that's what I'm calling her now, Lotto Girl. We are going to go see Lotto Girl and visit Lotto Girl. I do also have an interview with a couple of dogs. Reginald Jackson. Yep. Good old Reginald Jackson. I love him. And Skylar. Got the interview with them. Reginald is the coolest dog ever. He is a Lab Shar-Pei. Yes, can't wait for you guys to meet him. Got that lab body, but that Shar-Pei head. Gotta love him. So I'm going to be interviewing him. He is so looking forward to the interview. So our next episode is going to be the pet episode. Please send some more pictures. We're getting some great pictures on our email. Cats. I'm getting some cat photos. Awesome. So thank you so much for sending those photos. We have 33 subscribers, so I'm looking to get some more subscribers. So please share my channel, tell people, because this is something that's very important to me. I want to show the relationship, the unique relationship that I had with my dad. I want to show the unique relationship that I have with my son, because there's a lot of only children out there. There's a lot of people that have unique relationships with their kids and their parents. And I want to show that, and I want to talk about grief, and I want to talk about my fucked up relationships. I don't want to be perfect, because we're not fucking perfect, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. And thank you guys for watching and listening to me vent and figure out what I'm doing wrong. Thank you. So please subscribe to Johanna Banana.